I'm joined now to discuss this from Wales by Mary Ann Russon, who is a technology journalist. Mary Ann, thank you very much for your time. Pleasure to have you back on the programme. So cookies, third-party cookies, are they essentially the original sin of the internet when it comes to our privacy?
Yes, I suppose I'm not sure I put it quite that way, but yes, I suppose so. If you think of the internet up until now, it's been sort of a free for all, because obviously we didn't really understand how the internet worked. We were just happy that we had the internet. So a lot of things to do with privacy and security have come later on. So the idea is that basically companies up until this point could essentially collect as much information as they wanted on you, on your browsing history, your location. They could get an idea of your demographic, how old you are, what race you might be, what your interest might be. And if you looked on any product on the internet, they could use ads to follow you around on the internet saying, well, you looked at these nude high heels on ASOS, would you like to buy them? And they could keep doing that for days and days on end. So around 2017 onwards, governments started making noise, the EU in particular, and followed by the US and other governments started saying, well, this isn't great. So we knew that, the end was coming. We had GDPR come into effect, which said that, okay, people in the EU need to choose whether or not they accept third-party cookies. And now Google is saying, right, we're basically doing a trial now where we're going to get rid of them for 1% of all global users, and that's about 1% of 300 million people. And we're going to look to end that, completely eradicate, ban third-party cookies by the end of this year.
So they're essentially trying to get out in front of regulation that's on the way. I mean, what are they going to replace cookies with?
So essentially, they're trying to get ahead of regulations, but also not hurt their own. It's very important to sort of make this clear. They're trying very hard not to hurt their own bottom line here. So the idea is that this means that other companies, so businesses around the world, will not be able to track what you do on the internet. So they won't be able to ask you to accept any form of cookie. When you visit their website, they'll only know what you did by looking at, they'll have to have technology on their websites to see what you clicked on, what pages you looked at, how long you spent, or hope that you log into an online account while you're on the website, which would then be able to tell them which products you were looking at and why you didn't, check out those products. So in the future, what they want to do is they want to collect all the information, but they just won't be giving it out to people. They'll replace it with new tools, a new toolbox called Privacy Sandbox, which has different types of ad tools that are meant to help advertisers and help businesses and companies see some details about you. So instead of them knowing that I live in London and I looked at some nude high heels on ASOS, it would just say there is a female user who looked at shoes. And then they can advertise generically some shoes. So that's their idea of trying to keep it private. So it doesn't mean Google doesn't have access to your data. It just means that they're not going to give it out to other people as freely.
Bizarrely, that sounds fairly similar to one of my recent shopping lists, so I think this comes as a benefit to all of us. Mary Ann, we thank you very much indeed for coming on the programme as always.